everyone. Here I am again. I'm going to do a very, very short live. I'm going to show you behind the scenes of what's going to happen this morning. We are working to fill the raised beds right now, but my husband is the one that's doing the job right now because that's a hard job. So without further ado, I'll take you to the backyard. That's my husband over there. We are working to fill in the raised beds. So we are doing the back. If you notice, in the back, it's kind of windy. You can see the spinners going fast. It's like about 50 something degrees outside, 54. So I took the plants out. I took the coleus plants out and the little rose bush that I propagated. Let me go outside and show you a little better. It's windy outside right now. So here it is. I did a little short about this coleus. These little coleus plants. I think I did a live before when they were really tiny. They were this tiny. I'm going to show you. If you see these little leaves over there at the bottom, these little tiny leaves over here, can you see them? This is how tiny these plants were at once. If you go to one of my old videos, you're going to see that they were so tiny. And this was in November that we planted the seeds. And look how big they are now, you know? These are very beautiful. Look at this texture of these plants. I love these plants on the outside. The bees love them, and it's really, really beautiful. So it's kind of windy. So, but this 54 degrees, and they need some air because we have them inside the house. So I took them out. But look how beautiful they are. This is a lot of love, tender care here. It's really, really beautiful. So these are over here. This is a marigold. If you hear, this is a marigold. Another marigold. There's marigolds over there. And these, I'm not sure if they are dahlias. These over here. Those over there. I think the dahlias. Dahlias or petunias. And that over there, that's the rose that I propagated. And I had to prune it because, I don't know, it needs to be planted outside, but I can't plant it, it'll die. And I feel very bad that all this work that I've done since November, I propagated in November. Let me get closer to it. Let me come a little closer so I can show you a little bit more details. I propagated this plant in November. This is from here. If you're gonna see from here to here, this is what I propagated. I need some water. Gotta take some water. And it was kind of big. If you go in my old videos, past videos, I had been showing the progress of this plant. It was really, really tall, like up to here, kind of, like up to this length over here. But I had to prune it because I don't know, something was happening. She wants to be planted outside, and I can't. It's too cold. She'll die. So we'll, hopefully next weekend I'll be able to do the weather. Hopefully the freeze will be over. So this is what's going on over here with all these beautiful plants. I can't wait to plant them because they turn to be so big. Those of you who knows about plants knows what the coleus plant is all about. It's windy outside, so they've been falling. Okay, so look at this. Look how pretty this one is. So beautiful. They're really nice plants. And here, Harold Scudder shows some of these. He has some. I told him I have these succulents. They're really nice. More marigolds. I think this is a calendula, and this is my nativity, my Christmas plant. You know, if you have a Christmas plant, I have told you, when you don't have to throw it out. What you can do, you see these nodes over here? You can cut it. You can cut it up to the nodes. And you know, and you can keep it. You keep it, and you put a little bit more soil over it. And you know, if you notice, I bought it from, actually my girlfriend gave this from the store. You know, she bought it from the store and gave me as a gift. I didn't want to cut this because I wanted to give it a little bit of life more, but it is doing pretty well, so I took it out today. So this is the you know, the what is it called, the Christmas the Christmas name. It has a different name, I forgot just right now. And this is the giant lily, the giant lily one. So if you notice, these are succulents, you see them. So I have, you know, the seeds, they go over here. There was one coming out from the cement over here. You see? So you see that crevice over there? I have a lizard population under there. I'm surprised they're not out right now because it's kind of cool, but they usually out. They've been living there for years. Um, uh, Out here on the island, this is very common to have lizards. You know, the lizard population. From what I understand, somebody from Italy brought lizards into the island, and you know, we have them all over. So usually they, you know, I'll show you later on during the spring when they come out, and you'll get to see my lizards. They're very pretty. They do breed. So you'll see little babies crawling around. They don't do anything. They just really eat insects. And if you hear the little birds, they're somewhere around the trees. But right now it's quiet. So this is what we're doing right now. We're filling the raised beds, the last layer of soil, and we're going to be ready to plant pretty soon. And if you can see the wind, you can see the spinners. You can see the spinners are going. It is windy. Look at that. It's kind of 50 something degrees, but it's windy. So, and this is what's going on right now. So I said to you I was going to make a very small video of what's going on, what we're doing. And there's no, oh, there's an activity there. There was a little sparrow. You can hear them chirping. They don't like me being here on the backyard because they like to be, you know, there they are. You see these little guys? They're so pretty. There they are. There's only one. They kind of like do know me, I think. So once if I'm standing up like a statue, they're okay. It's cool with them. Anyway, I did a test about doing a live on my camera, and everything was cool. It was done, no interruptions. But I don't know, with the cell phone, you do what do you call, you do lives and it cuts you off. You could do 20 minutes, and next thing you know, you only have 20 minutes of it. So that's why I don't want to stay too long right now, because I don't, you know, I forgot to turn off the Bluetooth. But this is my backyard. This is my backyard, and those hedges over there, that's where the sparrows, they live over there. They sometimes they show their faces. Let's see if I can capture one of them. But that's where they live. They live right there. You can hear them chirping. Let me see if I can come a little closer if I find one. But they love this tree. You see that tree over there? Oh, they love. That's the preferred tree. They love this tree over there too. If I stay quiet, you can hear the sound. Can you hear the sounds? You hear the sounds, the chirping? I hope you do. So this is where they stay. This is where they live. They live right over here. They're nesting. I saw one of the sparrows taking a strip of bark. I think he was getting ready to, you know, build a nest. So what they do is they come from there. They live right on this whole edge. They sleep there All these hedges over here, all these hedges right there. You see, they're right in there. So they're inside there right now. And then, as soon as I feel, they're all chirping and they're all making sounds. And as soon as I finish filling the bird feeder over there, so they fly across there. And this is what they do. This is my little theatrical backyard. This is where all the birds come up. The woodpecker. The woodpecker likes those two trees over there. Those are the oak trees that I have. That's 1 and 2. Through the years, we have gotten rid of the oak trees. Unfortunately, the oak trees are so, I have 3 in the backyard. I have 1, 2, and there's another one. If you notice, some of the limbs are cut because the leaves in the fall is tremendous to clean up. So we cut them, but that's where the woodpeckers live. They have crevices somewhere there. They live there. The woodpeckers, the downy and the red belly live there somewhere in some of those cavities that they've made. And we had a tree right there in that corner, an oak tree. It was tall up there. We got rid of it too. So anyway, I mentioned to you that I had this was the pot of the coleus. This is the coleus. This was all filled with coleus, but we transplanted them, some of them. This was all filled. The job to get these coleus, not coleus, the ferns, these are ferns. We transplanted about 4. It is so hard. The root is all the way underneath. My husband is the one that did it, and it was really, really hard. So we left all of them. They're coming up. You see, it's a beautiful. This raised bed was filled with fern, but what happened is the reason we didn't transplant the whole thing because number one, it was too hard, and we're just gonna do it in sections. Maybe this end of year we're gonna transplant them, the rest, whatever the rest is, and we may plant something in the middle. But the thing is that we needed to transplant it is because it is a beautiful plant, and what happens is the sun raises that's east over there. So in the morning till almost 1 o'clock, we get lots of sun. We get lots of sun on this section, and the fern grows. The fern grows really high, and it's beautiful. I don't know how much we'll get this year because, like I said, we trimmed it. We trimmed it to a smaller. We only have a few left, and that's the only reason they burned very fast. And I have the same problem with the hydrangea here. This hydrangea gets a lot of sun. Like I said, the sun does stay east over there, and the sun hits. The sun will be pretty good on that section because whatever we're going to plant needs the flowers. It's going to need lots of sun. But the hydrangeas do not need that much sun. But unfortunately, I have it planted here. It's almost, it's probably about, I would say, 7 years old, this plant. And I'm not going to move it. So what I do is I'm going to buy a bigger umbrella. I have an umbrella. A beach umbrella that I put over it in the summer, So I put it over, and that's pretty well. That hydrangea does well over there because, it hits the sun, but it's in a shady area. And so there's that one over there. So anyway, people, I'm going to leave you because I'm pretty sure on the cell phone it's not, it's going to cut me off. So my hostas are coming out also. I'm going to take you to my hostas. My hostas are coming up. Last time I showed you, there were only little buds coming up, but if you notice, they are getting bigger now. Look at them. You see, now you see me green. Last time you only saw purple. So this whole section here, I appreciate it. This whole section here is my hostas. You see? The green are coming up, the green leaves. Whole section down hostas. These hostas are like, I would say like about 20 years old. Hostas live forever, all the way down there. So anyway, I'll do another live later on during the week probably. And in the meantime, I'll leave you with my last hydrangea. This hydrangea is really beautiful. It's doing so well. I worked it hard. It's close to the evergreen, and the evergreen does every year. I have to work around the plant. If you noticed, you can see the work I've done. I don't know if you can appreciate it, but right around the surrounding areas, I go with an axe and I try to cut all the arteries of that tree that kind of like suffocates it. So she's doing fine. This plant is also a little old, but you know, hydrangeas grow on old wood. So anyway, my friends, whoever stay with me, have a nice day, and we'll do. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I don't have my glasses. I don't have my reading glasses, but whoever stay with me, hello. I really enjoy talking to you, and whoever said hello, I'm saying hello back, and I hope you guys have a nice day. Oh, that's you, Ariane. I wish I had my glasses, my reading glasses, but I don't. I don't. I started to do this, this live when my husband was outside doing the filling out the dirt on the raised beds, and I didn't grab my glasses. Sorry, so stupid of me. So anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoy. I'm leaving you with my last picture with is the hydrangea. I said this hydrangea is all, and I worked really hard. It's, having a garden. It's like I said, I'm a retired nurse, and I have plenty of time to dedicate my whatever's left of me to my plants. So I really enjoy it, and it's no big deal for me. I really like it, and it's a joy. It's a joy. You gotta enjoy life as it comes, and you have to find your niche. By me saying that, you have to find what makes you happy, really, because you're the only one that cares about yourself. No one else does care about you. Your family are busy, with their families, so you have to find a spot for yourself that makes you happy, and nobody than you can do it. And I want you to think about that. Plus life is very short. I always say that life is too freaking short, so never mind others, mind yourself. Oh, let me check. I haven't checked. I'm gonna check it, my clematis. Oh, you see, you can tell on this one. This is my other hydrangea, which is very close to the evergreen. You see the evergreen here? So this hydrangea also suffers from being suffocated. So if you notice, you can tell the difference from that dirt to there, right? That's the area that I worked. I go with an axe around, and I go deep and cut all these things is cut, because this thing over here is what crawls under the underneath. It's like a foundation. Underneath is a foundation of everything. You see all these plants, they all coming together, but the evergreen does suffocate the plants. So I went around with an axe, and I do this mostly every 2 years, so the plant can breathe and can and can produce. Otherwise, if you don't do that, I had to transplant it. I had another one over there, and another hydrangea. I had to transplant it over here because this was being strangulated. But what I just told you, you see how nice this one is doing? This one has no problem over here. She has no other tree that's bugging her. So I just planted that one that was close to that one over there where I just spoke to you about. So this one is coming out beautiful, and this is the first year that she's on this side. So she looks good. If you look at the bottom, I'm gonna have to later on put a little fence, because I thought we didn't have the rabbits. we've been having rabbits, and the rabbits love to eat these little things. So that's going to be my job this afternoon. I'm going to put fences, little fences around my rose bushes, and there's the hostas. Last time I spoke to you, it was only purple coming up, and now look at them. It's a whole soldiers, a whole army of hostas. The hostas are very beautiful. So, and this is my clematis. this plant this plant I told you about last time I did a live. My husband always think that this is a dead plant, but no. I tell him don't. He wanted to kill it. He says, Julie, this plant is not doing anything. I said, Mark, this plant grows on old wood like the hydrangea. So I have to show him. I don't think you've seen it. So this is what this is the clematis. It gives a beautiful flower. Next time I'll give you a live, and then I'll show you. It's just gorgeous. So if you notice, she's growing on old wood, and she's doing pretty good. Clematis have to be planted behind a bush. This is an old bush, and she's really dying. This is I forgot the name of this one. Is azalea. This is azalea. This is an old azalea, and it's really what it's doing. It covers the roots. So covers the roots of the clematis. The clematis have to be planted on back of some plant, some bush. So she's doing pretty good. You see, there she is. Soon these are little buds already. So the buds are gonna be really doing pretty good. And what else? What else? I hope my live is not being cut. You hear the birds? You hear my little guys? This tree, we're gonna have to get rid of it today. I think my husband said we're gonna have to work. It's gonna be a hard job to get rid of this tree. This tree is pretty old, and I didn't want to get rid of it, but this blizzard killed it, this last blizzard. So this is what we're gonna work on this afternoon. We're gonna chop it off. I feel bad doing something like that, but it did give us its life, like everything else, in life. The end comes. So the end of it come, and I feel very bad. To tell you, I'm gonna feel bad cutting it, but there's nothing I can do. I was talking to you about the ferns that I transplanted. So we transplanted the ferns over there, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. So I don't see anything coming up. Hopefully something will come up, and later on I'll show you. And here this is already. Oh, look, this is the my friend the robin. He flew away. And here the rose bushes look much better. You see, there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3 there, and there's number 4. So I have to put a fence on that one, because the rabbit might want to eat the tiny flower, the tiny little leaves that are coming up. So everything looks good. So I have work to do. So in the meantime, guys, thanks for making me company on this tiny little live. And there's my spinners over there. You see, it's windy, like I told you. It's kind of windy right now. You see that? Look how windy that is. That's my other rose bush. Look at it. You see the rose bush? This gives beautiful roses. So the last rose that I showed you that I just propagated, I'm gonna plant it over here. But it's too cold right now. I'm afraid I'll kill it. She'll die. And I worked so hard on that little propagation rose. So she's gonna be the partner over here. I don't know if I'm gonna plant it in that corner by the spinner or on this corner over here. So in the meantime, there's that's my other hydrangea. She's really showing off her leaves coming up. And this is my old rose. This rose is kind of old, so it's showing up some life. Anyway, with that, I will say so long. I'm gonna leave you with my with I'm gonna leave you with this beauty over here that I'm pretty sure when it gets nice and have nice bloomings, I'm gonna be doing a live on this guy. Okay, my friends, you guys have a nice day, and I'm saying hello to all of you that are staying with me. You have a nice afternoon. Enjoy your day, and love everybody. Don't forget to you tell your parents, your family, your brothers, your sister, your friends that you love them, and don't procrastinate because life is too short. Hug whoever you feel you want to hug today. Don't forget that, and enjoy and have a nice, wonderful Tuesday. And be good, stay safe, and love to all. Have a nice day, and I'm just leaving you with what? Let me leave you with the. Let me say goodbye with the spinners. How about the spinners? There you go. And I hear I heard some sounds. I was about to leave, but I was about to go, but there you go. You see, they fly right to they fly right to that section because I was doing all in the front, so they were having fun over here. You can hear them. Okay, with that, my friends, enjoy your day and have fun and be good. Stay safe. Till then, I say goodbye and to my next life. Ciao.